Good morning, friends, and happy Independence Day. Don't you love a 4th of July that lands on a weekend, on a Saturday, so that you feel like you have 3 days of a long vacation? It's so nice. And I hope where you're at, it's beautiful weather and that you've got some great plans today. I was so happy when I woke up this morning. It was 6 in the morning. I went for a really long bike ride. And what I enjoy the most about the 4th of July is seeing the streets lined with flags, little kids out even that early riding their bikes, getting out. You could just feel that energy. I saw trucks hauling boats to the lake and bikers and runners, and it was so fun. And so I just love that early morning energy, and I want to wish all of you a happy Independence Day as well. Even my neighbor was barbecuing at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I thought to myself, wow, he is really taking advantage of Independence Day. But that's how he can celebrate, and that's what makes him happy. So it was good. We're off to a great day. This episode is going to be quite short. I would say maybe 25 minutes, but it's packed with great information, and I hope that you're going to really enjoy it. Today, truly, our family is going to be, celebrating independence. Our youngest son is turning 18 years old, so he's going to be celebrating his independence as an adult. We're going to be celebrating this getting away from COVID and the independence of just enjoying the outdoors and going and having a family picnic in the canyon. And of course, you and I here in this episode, we're going to be claiming our independence from clutter. And this is something that really can tie us down and make us feel anxious and sleepless and all kinds of things. So, it's interesting when you think about how much time is lost on trying to find things because we're unorganized. And it's just, we're human and that's what we do. But I'm here to give you some really great tips and tricks, things that will help you to really kind of conquer the clutter and feel more in control of your life and your schedule so that you have more time to do the things that you love. So remember, this whole month of July is going to be focused on home organization. And I'm going to take you room by room, and I'm going to give you some really great ideas that you can share and you can implement so that you feel more calm and more peace in your life. That's my intention. For those of you who are new to Simply Living Smart, welcome. My name is Anitra, and I love bringing you these episodes and helping you just to find more clarity and more organization in your life, more health, more just a way that you can live your life in a more complete and more calm way. So that is my intention. And for those of you who are new, this is the 10th episode that I've presented on Facebook Live. So if you're interested in going back and learning topics such as health, pantry organization, meal planning, all kinds of different elements in Simply Living Smart, then you can certainly go and review those under Simply Living Smart at Facebook under the video tab. So I would encourage you to do that. Again, most of these episodes have free downloads for you, whether they're recipes or instructions or kits, things that you can do to make your life a little bit easier. So I want to let you know also that at the end of this organizing month, I will be releasing a great ebook, no charge, just to let you download all of the information that I'm going to be covering in the next 5 weeks. So this is going to allow you to kind of find, go through with a fine-tooth comb and highlight the things that you can implement that make sense in your life. I'm just going to give you ideas. There are things that may or may not resound with you, but these are principles that I've used for years. And organization is just what I do and who I am, so I love it. Not to dwell too much on myself, and I don't like to use I all the time, but in giving you a little bit of credibility and background on why I love organization, I wanted to give you maybe a few things that I've had the experiences to do over the years as a professional organizer. And this has been over the span of probably 15 years. So I love taking clients through and turning kind of their cluttery spaces into these places of retreat and calm and things that just make sense. And so that's what I hope to share with you today. So again, this is not to brag. I just want to share some experiences that I've had to let you understand that I've seen a lot and I've helped a lot, and it's been such a joy. So really my organizing experiences range from whole house organizations that can take 5-6 months where we go room by room by room and kind of sift through everything and declutter and reorganize and rethink to day-long pantry projects where I actually go, sometimes even take the client to the grocery store, help them understand what to buy for long-term storage, look and see what their family enjoys, and how we can come back then and revamp their entire pantry and kitchen to make it a more, flowy place that makes more sense and everything's accessible. So that's a lot of fun as well. I love doing food pantries. I think that's my most favorite organization project is pantries and kitchens, spice cupboards, things like that. Sometimes I've had clients who say, you know what, just surprise me with the result. Just do your magic and then I'll come in and it'll be done and great. And I love that, but there are other clients who also want to get their hands dirty and they want to learn with me. And so I help them, kind of understand the essence of organization and how it works and how it would work for them in their situation, whether they're elderly or whether they have a bunch of kids. So this is also part of implementation, is understanding their lifestyle. So I think that's really fun. I, of course, love to bring organization containers. I love to label. I love to take before and after videos for my clients so that they can share and get excited and broadcast that to their friends and their families so that they get encouraged to do the same thing, because in the end, it's all about helping one another, right? If you live in the Salt Lake City area and you are looking for someone to come and help you with your places and spaces, I would love to get on your calendar. It is so much fun for me to do. And I'd love to kind of, see what projects you have going on. I might have mentioned before that I've written 2 books on organization. They've been published. And again, those are just great resources. I also have over 1 million views on my YouTube channel at Anitra Kerr, just on the organization ones alone. So again, there are over 300 videos, but a handful of them are organization, and a lot of people have been watching them and have learned things from them. So I would encourage you to just get the resources and pull out what works well for you. One of my absolute favorite organization and in-home projects was being able to be the private shopper cooker for a family. And so I would go in for months, maybe twice a week, and I would go grocery shopping for the food, present the menu. I would, make the food for about 3 or 4 days, super nutritious food. I would make everything from breakfast and lunch and dinners to snacks and bars and everything in between. And then I would present that to the family. And it was such a joy to be able to nourish this family and know that at every meal they were going to have something really, really yummy and foods that maybe they'd never tried before. So that was one of my absolute favorite things that I did in organization. I've also loved creating art stations for kids. I've helped clients with their long-term food storage, and that's kind of a biggie as well. And that's kind of a hot topic right now. People want to know, how do I, plan for long-term storage? And I also recognize that it can change in different stations of your life. So when you have a young family at home, your food storage supply is going to look really different than if you're just a retired couple or a single person, right? So as we change and as we evolve, we understand that there are different things that work better. And one of the things that we don't want to do is be wasteful. So I can help you come up with a program that helps you just to really tailor that food storage program to you, and not only create the food storage program, but be able to implement that daily into your meal planning. So that, I think, goes hand in hand. Another thing that I was able to do is to be a spokesperson for 2 years for one of the largest food storage companies in Utah. So I've really enjoyed being able to present their foods, and you'll see that also on my YouTube channel, a lot of work that I did for them. Also, going globally, I was able to help a group in Italy about 10 years ago with a huge organization project, and it was so much fun to be involved in that. So I know a thing or two because I've seen a thing or two, to take a line from a commercial. But it's true, and I love it, and I will continue to learn. And there's so many things every day that I want to learn about other professional organizers and what they do and what they've seen to be effective. And because this is an online community, if you have things that you want to share, I would really encourage you to put that in the show notes. Ask questions or share things that have worked for you, because that's what we're here for in the end. So that's enough about me and my background. I just wanted to share those little tidbits with you. I want to focus on you and what's important to you, and how do we declutter our lives so that we have more time to do the things we love. It's interesting, there was a study done that showed that the average person wastes 4 hours a week looking for things, being disorganized, just kind of flustered and going from thing to thing and being distracted. And I think if we could only get those 4 hours back, then wouldn't it be great? What would we do in those 4 hours? We could do something phenomenal. So today I'm going to give you a few tips on how to get those 4 hours back and things that you can do to manage everyday activities, everyday tasks, things that need to be filed, things that need to be put away, your to-do list. And I think that you're going to find this really, really helpful. I, often think when my clients come to me and they say, I'm just so overwhelmed. I mean, sometimes they've been in tears and they just say, save me from myself, right? And I think we've all been in that situation. We just need to save ourselves and think, what can we do differently? Because it seems like we're just in this go, go, go mode all the time. But doesn't it feel good just to be still? And just to know that everything's okay and everything's in order. And even if something throws us off kilter, we have a plan. And I think this can only happen if we have a sense of true organization in our lives and in our minds. That's a big one as well. So I'd like to introduce you to a system that I've had for a number of years. And I've modified it a little bit as my children have gone older, and you might find that you need modification as well. But I call it the Weekend Warrior Basket. Now I would encourage you just to get a basket. It's just like big enough to sit on your lap. This is what I use, okay? Big enough to sit on my lap and big enough to hold some manila folders. I like it to also be deep enough that I can throw things in during the week that need to be put away and organized, and we'll get to that in just a minute. So let's talk about why a Weekend Warrior Basket. I'm of the opinion that I don't want to be chasing things all week long. If I can put aside 1 to 2 hours on a weekend and get everything done, all of my tasks, all of my lists, all of my filing, everything that needs to be done or organized or put away, I'm at a great advantage because that concentrated time, I am only doing that. Do you find that sometimes when you start a task, you get distracted because you think, oh, I need to do this and then I need to do that, and everything's just a jumble and you really don't feel like you've been super productive? I think this Weekend Warrior Basket is going to help you. And I think that making it very visible, whether that's in your kitchen or in your bedroom or in your office, have it that you can always access it, you can get things out of it, you can put things into it, and it's just really easy for you to get. And in my case, I just want it to be pretty, so I want it to be around, right? So it's just right outside my bedroom, it's top of mind all the time, and I have everything I need in there. So let's talk about the things that go in. First of all, we're going to talk about manila folders. All right. I have 4 basic manila folders that I like to use, and we'll go through each of these really quickly, and then we'll dive into each one separately. So the first manila folder is tasks, and we're going to talk about these little sticky notes in a minute. Things that need to be done. Then I have another folder that is things that need to be filed. Another to repair or replace. And finally, calendars. Okay, so those are the 4: to do, to file, to replace or repair, and calendars. So we're going to talk about those in just a second. Then I also like to have, and I just take a little clip like this, and I hang a little sandwich bag on the side of my basket. And inside here, I have index cards. I have different colors sticky notes, and you can even color code, because we're going to talk about in a minute. And then I also have some writing utensils, and I love to use colored Sharpies, okay? So I just clip that onto my basket, and I have it accessible all the time. I'm not fumbling for a pen or looking for sticky notes. And I'm going to tell you why I love sticky notes, because they're so great to just take off and put in a place that you use all the time and that is super, super convenient. I don't know about you. I don't claim to be tech savvy. I'm really not. I do the very basic. And I'm not a fan of my phone. I mean, I use it to talk, call, and text, but I love writing things down. And I feel like when I write them down and they're always in front of me, then it's deeper in my brain. I don't have to think about it all the time. I don't have to go to bed wondering if I can remember. If you have a system that you can put it on your phone or a planner or something, that's great. But I always like to have it in my Weekend Warrior basket so I know exactly what to expect and what's going on. And then I can take those tasks and do what I need to do with them. So we'll talk about that in a minute. I also like it to be deep because I want to be able to throw things in that I can manage on the weekend. Let's give you an example. So recently I did a project and I needed some super glue. Okay, well, I only needed one little thing of super glue, not 3. And so this is what was left over. I didn't want to run to the garage and put it away and find the perfect spot. So I threw it inside my weekend warrior basket for the weekend, okay? I went on my bike ride and realized that my bike light is out. That needs to be charged. It can wait till the weekend. I throw it in my basket. I have tools in here that I used for another project and they go into the garage, but I don't want to mess with them. So I put it in the weekend warrior basket. Anything, let's say that you're a young mom and you've got mismatched socks on the couch, or you have a book that you want to read, but these things are things that you don't want to manage right now. Throw them in your weekend warrior basket. At the end of the day, I remember when my kids were young and I would go around the house with my weekend warrior basket and I would throw everything in that didn't belong. I mean, if it was in their room, then that was their thing. But if it was in common places in the house that it didn't fit, I put it in the weekend warrior basket. This way, I can easily, in minutes, go around the house, put everything away, and it's finished. So make it deep enough that you can throw random things in there. Now let's start at the very beginning. Let's talk about these tasks, okay? This is folder, let me see if I can find it. Folder number 1. Okay. I love to have this task folder, and when I do my folders, I just tape one side so everything doesn't fall out, and I leave the other sides open, okay? So let me give you some examples of what tasks would be. These would be, let's say you go outside and you get your mail, and there are bills that need to be paid. If they don't need to be paid today, which is probably pretty likely, throw them in the task folder, okay? That can be done. And I'll tell you, I go through my weekend warrior basket on Sundays. So if it can wait till Sunday, I throw it in there, okay? So imagine if you had multiple bills, wouldn't it be better just to throw them in there, and on the Sunday, you go in and you just pay all your bills online, okay, or take care of those bills. The second thing that you might want to consider is things like school fundraisers to contribute to, or appointments that you need to make, or I need to renew the car on my registration. We also get those cards in the mail, right? Those can all be thrown inside the task folder. But do you see how just eliminating those things that keep you distracted and throwing them in there so that you can do it all at once makes sense? I really love to do, so let's say I have things that are on cards or in mail and they can just go in here because it's already the mail. But let's say that I have more extensive things that I'm taking notes of. This is, for example, I have a landscaping project going on, okay? I need to follow up with my landscaper. So that's a task for me. And it tells me when to do it, okay? And so my tasks that I have to do with people or appointments are going to be in pink. And then my grocery list is always in orange. So I know, again, you may put your grocery list on your phone and that's great, but I love to have it here. Why? Because when I'm done with my grocery list, I peel it off, I stick it on my phone, and I go to the store. So much easier, right? And I'm always thinking of, oh, we're out of this, or oh, we're out of that, so I'll just throw it onto this and make a running list. And once the list is done, I chuck it. It's done, my tasks are finished, okay? So let's take, for example, on Sunday, I'm sitting down with my tasks, and I have bills that need to be paid, contributions that need to be made. Maybe, I'm doing something for my son's school. Everything goes in the tasks. And then I recognize, okay, how many of these things can be done today? And if they can, I get them done. And if they can't, then I transfer this, I leave this folder on my counter, and it becomes my Tuesday's to do, okay? So anything that I can't do on Sunday, I move it to Tuesday, and it's my Tuesday to do. This could be grocery shopping, this could be running errands, all of those things, okay? Does that make sense to you? So task is a huge one. How often do you go to bed thinking, oh, I have to do this, oh, I have to do that? I hope I'm gonna remember in the morning that I have to do this. Listen, you need your sleep. That is much more important than your to-do list. So wake up. If it's keeping you up, throw it on your to-do list or put it in your task folder and let it be. So really set aside maybe 2 days. One day, I use Sunday to go through my tasks and do the work, or a Tuesday or any other day of the week to actually do what you can't do on that day, okay? This is task, and it works so well. I promise you, if you implement that, you'll see a huge shift in the way you do your work. Okay, the next folder is the file folder. This is anything that's been done Let's say you've paid a bill, or you've gone over your, IRA or whatever, your contributions. You've read those, you got them in the mail, now it's going into the long-term file. Put them in here. Don't put them in your long-term file yet. Just anything that needs to be filed, anything that's important for you to keep. Let's say you went to the doctor's office and they gave you paperwork or a long-term prescription. Throw it in your file folder, but it's all there in your Weekend Warrior basket. That way, when you come to the end of the week, you can take everything that needs to be filed and sort them in the file basket. In a later episode, we're going to be talking about long-term filing. So I'm going to give you some examples there. Okay, so again, these are things like warranties, things maybe you want to save, memorabilia, pictures from the kids, personal cards, medical papers, and things like that. All right, the third one is the folder for to repair or replace. How many times do you notice something in the house and you just go, oh, I have to do that, and it just sits on your kitchen counter, something that's either broken or you want to replace a filter, and it just sits there and looks at you for weeks on end? Well, wouldn't it make more sense to actually stick that, whatever it needs to be, you can write it on your index card, or you can do it on a sticky card and just put it right here. I need to replace my some casual shoes that got really worn. I need to buy some more gardening gloves and some colored tissue paper. So these are things that I'm out of that I want to replenish. This is such a great place to put it. And if you feel like these are things that you want to choose to put on your to-do list or your task list folder, and you want to go shopping for those things, you can just tear it off, put it on your to-do or your task, and off you go. Now, this is also one of the things where I recognize that there are some things I can replace online, and there are some things that physically need to be bought. And so again, if I can do this on a Sunday, great. If not, I put it on my Tuesday's to-dos, and I just get them done and get them bought, okay? So this is really great. Or if you have, let's say, a furnace filter that needs to be replaced, or a water filter for your fridge, whatever, it's really great to be able to just write on an index card what's the brand, maybe take a picture on your phone, I don't know what, but make sure that you have a place, because there are more things probably that need to be repaired or replaced than you realize. And so this is a great place to have it. Okay, and finally, and this is absolutely necessary, I believe, is to have a calendar folder. Now, what I've done, you can just go on Google, download a free calendar, download, and I've done one for every month of the year. I have all of my upcoming months in here, just blanks, and it makes it so easy. Again, I love writing things down, and I feel like they get done more efficiently if it's written down. So I will go, and every time something comes up on the calendar that I need to be aware of, I just write it on this calendar. It is so visual. I can look at this every single day. And sometimes when it's on your computer, or if it's on even a wall board, it's a little tricky because you have to go to that place. But if you have it just right here on your folder, it's really nice. Now, let's do one more thing. Let's say, because this used to happen all the time when my children were little, we used to get invitations to things, birthday parties, or let's say bridal showers or things like that. I take the invitation from the mail and I put it in my to-do, okay? Because I don't want to worry about it, because I know the shower isn't this week. So I put it in my to-do or my task folder. And then on that Sunday, I look at the invitation. I write on my calendar when it is, and if I need to bring anything, and then I chuck the invitation. I'm done. I don't like cluttery paperwork, and I don't like things, pinned on a refrigerator or on a bulletin board. So once you have the information, just get rid of it, okay? So this is another reason why I love the calendar. All right. I wanted to also, we'll talk about what I was going to talk about in just a minute. So I hope this is helpful. I mean, these are just really, really basic things. If you can think of a folder that you would like to have in that Weekend Warrior basket that would help kind of sift through your clutter or the tasks that you have to do during the week, I would love to hear from you as well. Again, leave it open for random things to just put in. And I really actually look forward to going through my Weekend Warrior basket, because I feel like it's 1 hour of really concentrated time. And when everything's together, I have my calendar, I have my task list, I have my things that need to be replaced. I can really make a plan. And on a Tuesday, when I have to go out and run errands, everything's done at the same time, and I can breathe and I'm finished. So it's really, really nice. All the stuff that doesn't belong in the house, I put it away, and it's really great. You can even teach, if you have younger kids and you want to teach them, listen, we're going to do a scour around the house before bed. Everybody go pick up stuff in the house that doesn't belong. Have them throw it in a basket. I used to have 3 of these in my house, 1 for each level. And on the weekend, everybody takes a turn and they put the things away. So it also teaches family members how to be more efficient and how to help with the cleanup. So I think that works really well. Now, that's really the essence of the Weekend Warrior Basket. Okay, you do your work, you're finished, and on to the next week. So it's clear and you have everything you need right at your fingertips. I do like to have, and this is totally separate, this is kind of a bonus after the Weekend Warrior Basket, there are things that I like to do on a Sunday that set me up for success through the week. I'm going to share with you what some of those are. I call it my clean sweep and replenish. So I love to always make sure that in every bathroom there are clean towels and toilet paper. That is a must. I want to make sure that all of the soap dispensers are filled or replaced. I want to make sure that all my pill dispensers, all the vitamins, everything that needs to go in the pill dispenser, I want to make sure that those are filled as well so I don't have to worry during the week. I want to make sure that I also have really healthy energy snacks during the week for my family. So those are something that I love to do on Sunday. You may have a pile of errands that need to be run. And so again, the Weekend Warrior Basket, kind of figure out what you need to do for the week. I love to get all the garbage out of the house on Sunday night. I just want it gone. I want it to feel really fresh and clean so that by Monday morning, I feel like I'm ready to go. Of course, the dishes and the laundry all need to be done. I want to have thought through my food plan for the week. We are big fans, especially in the summer, again, of Buddha bowls, lots of fresh fruit, lots of vegetables, just ready to go so that we can hit the ground running on Monday. And I really like to do my grocery shopping actually on the weekend so that I have the whole week that I can just enjoy that and I don't have to worry about it. And it doesn't throw my schedule off. So this is really the first step I feel in home organization is figuring out what you do with your everyday clutter, your everyday stuff, your everyday tasks, the ins and outs, what's coming into your home and what's going out of your home, and really getting that structured, because I promise you, once you have an efficient system of dealing with everyday stuff, the organization in your bedroom and bathroom and garage, that will be a no-brainer. It'll be so easy because you've implemented this at the very, very beginning. I promise you, when you do home organization, and for those of you who've done it a million times, it's going to look worse before it looks better. And I am so excited to share some tips with you in the upcoming episodes on decluttering, freeing up, letting go. Remember that calm approach. You know, you have to approach it in a way that you get excited about having an organized home. It's really, I think one of the most fulfilling things is feeling like, even though you're organized or semi-organized, the key to really knowing that you are is to be able to throw the biggest wrench into your schedule or into your day and be calm about it. And just say, you know what? Everything else in my life is organized and makes sense. So I can take this on knowing that things are going to get done and I have a way to conquer everything that's going on, right? So I think that sense of control, knowing that you have less to deal with, you have less to worry about, you know where everything is. I often ask clients, how long would it take you to find these 7 things? And I go through this list. And they don't know where half of it is, right? A birth certificate, a marriage certificate, an immunization card. I mean, these things are kind of haphazard in our home somewhere, but there are systems that are going to help you find these things so quickly. You know, they've said that professional organizers, I've heard, have said that if you can't find something in 4 minutes, then you're unorganized, right? So you can take that or leave it. I believe it. I think that we should know where everything is. And I love to have a backup for everything that I own. For example, I mean, we always have a backup for food, right? But I even go as far as like, I want to have a backup of, you know, my athletic socks, or I want to have a backup of batteries or light bulbs, or there always should be a backup. So when you do shopping, always think, do I have a backup supply? And we're going to be talking more about that in a future episode. There's so many things I want to share with you, and I hope that you're getting excited about it too. If I have missed anything that you feel would be important for others to know about the Weekend Warrior Basket or how you implement everyday comings and goings, please feel free to leave it in the show notes. I would love to learn from you. And if there are any questions that you have, for upcoming episodes on organization. If you have a challenge that you're dealing with, or you just haven't really found a solution for something that's really bothering you, if there's an answer that I can share with you, I'm happy to do that as well. So pipe up. All right, friends, your challenge for this week is to organize your weekend warrior basket. And if you do, and when you have success with it, I would love for you to share it with me, because I love to see transformations. And it's so nice when people implement things that could really help them with their everyday life, and then I'd love to hear about it. So next week, we're going to be talking about bedrooms and bathrooms. So this is a big one: how to declutter, how to organize, and how to have a little bit more white space in those closets. So it's going to be a fun ride. To all of you, again, happy Independence Day. We are going to claim our independence from clutter in every way possible, and I'm excited to take you on this journey with me. So enjoy your day, and we'll see you again next Saturday. Bye-bye.